Lorelei was almost certain that she'd killed her master, but she was very, very wrong. As the master got up, extremely slowly, Lorelei was in a state of panic. She thought she'd killed her master, but apparently not. He looked at her long and hard, blood running from the side of his face, but he still managed to be conscious, and Lorelei did not know how. His voice bellowed through the whole of the room. The room was very, very large, but everything in the room managed to shake, including Lorelei herself. Lorelei didn't know what to do. The only thing she could do was run, so she turned and ran down the back of the corridor at the back of the room, and ran, and all she could hear was the master's footsteps behind her. Lorelei knew that she could not look back now, but she also knew that the master would catch her, as he had complete power over her. The master grabbed Lorelei by the back of her hair and pulled her towards him, and pulled her hand round her throat so she could hardly breathe. She was gasping for air. She didn't know what to do. She knew that hitting the master with the candlestick was wrong, but it was the only way out for her. She knew now that this was her way out. She was going to die. He grabbed her arm around her throat, and she couldn't breathe, and occasionally he would let it out so she could have one breath of air, but then he would put his arm right back around her throat again. As she thought she was going to take her last breath, he grabbed her hair again and threw her to the floor, her head smashing against the floor. The master then put his face right up to hers and whispered that she would never ever escape. She would always be his. He then walked away and left Lorelei there to fend for herself. Gasping for breath, she did not know what to do. She was bleeding